This next storm system won't just...
Rarely can a broadcaster earn the trust of viewers as a respected meteorologist.
The wind picks up, rain ends first.
All while being confident enough to make himself part of the punchline.
Wow.
But Bill Henley has forged a career from doing just that. Bill has made himself a part of Philadelphia. In fact, viewers in the Delaware Valley have been waking up to him for more than 20 years.
Pinpointing problems immediately.
William Edward Henley was born in Chicago, and television was in his blood. His father sparked Bill's interest in broadcasting, and after taking a radio class in high school, he discovered his calling, and he knew it. His career began in California. While studying at Chico State University, he interned at the local CBS affiliate, KHSL-TV 12. But it wasn't until he filled in for the meteorologist that he discovered his passion, weather. After graduating with a minor in meteorology, he took his talents to Sacramento. And once again, when the station's two on-air meteorologists called out, the news director looked at Bill to fill the role.
Out west here in California, we're doing all right, you can see.
Then, fast forward 7 years. After successful stints in Jacksonville and San Jose, his talents caught the interest of stations around the country. That's where NBC 10 comes in.
EarthWatch, only on Channel 10 News.
1994. Bill arrived at a station in transition, and with that, a new attitude towards the weather. Along with Hurricane Schwartz, Bill quickly became the face of weather forecasting in Philadelphia.
Only on a handful of days in Philadelphia's history has it been this warm, right?
Committed to predicting a historically unpredictable climate, Bill found a home here. From scorching heat to deadly blizzards, viewers turned to NBC 10 and the weather team they could trust. And when the station rolled out their brand new morning lifestyle and entertainment show, well, the choice was obvious.
How did you discover these bottles were empty?
Testing. A little testing. It was funny because they arrived full, too.
Throughout his years interviewing celebrities, traveling to exotic locales, and having fun, he never lost sight of what got him here, his down-to-earth personality. Today, Bill is the face of weather in the mornings. When severe weather hits our region, Bill is at the station around the clock. He's earned his place in the hearts of viewers. They trust him, and for good reason. Hey, what more can I say about a dear friend, a respected colleague, and a man who has earned a spot in the Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame? Congratulations, Bill. You deserve it.
I'm so honored to be a member of the Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame. I'll never forget sitting there just a few months ago in the Weather Center, opening up my email and seeing the email saying, "Congratulations, we want to put you on the Hall of Fame." I was truly surprised, in a very good way. Such a great surprise. But then I've had so many great surprises that have gotten me into this career and kept on going. Going back to high school, my speech teacher, Chuck Gebhardt, he said, "You've got a pretty good voice. You should be in my radio class." I couldn't get into photography because it was already full, so I had that period open. So I took him up on it. I was so surprised. It was so much fun. This is a career I could love and have a great time at. So I pursued it. And after college, I started producing the weather, the first computer graphics in Sacramento for Harry Stockman, a meteorologist I had so looked up to. And we were trying to get me on the air, and he came up with a plan. The GM thought, he's nice, he's good, but he's too green. He just doesn't have the experience. So Harry came to me one day, and he said, "Listen, the weekend guy is on vacation. Tomorrow I'm going to call in sick. They've got to put you on the air." I was so surprised that plan worked. They thought, he's not so bad after all. Give him the noon show. Thank you, Harry. I was really surprised when, in 1994, my girlfriend and I went to see the brand new film, Philadelphia. We came home from the movie. There was a message on the machine. It was WCAU calling from Philadelphia. It's like, oh my God, we should have seen An American in Paris. They called, they said, "We need your help. We want you to come up, help us get the brand new EarthWatch computer system on the air. Can you come up and help us? We only need you for a week." So, okay, I'll come up and help. A week turned into 2 weeks, turned into 3 weeks. It was the worst winter anybody could remember in 30 years. It was the ice and then the storm after storm after storm. It was a lot like last winter. And then, one of the biggest surprises ever, when Gene Crane, who was one of 3 people that I was teaching to use this computer, who was the oldest of my students and probably the most likely to succeed at getting out on the air, Gene Crane, who he himself is a member of the Broadcast Hall of Fame, came to me and said, you know, I just went to the general manager, and I said, you should hire this kid. He knows how to run the computer, and he could do weather. And then I'll stop doing weather, and I'll just do senior reports, essentially giving me his job. The GM said, you know, let's give it a shot. And it worked out. Thank you, Gene. So I'm sitting there thinking of all these surprises, looking at this email saying I'm in the Broadcast Hall of Fame. And then I start thinking of all the appreciation I feel for the people that got me here, especially my parents. My dad, I so looked up to him working for WGN in Chicago. He started as a news writer and worked his way up to general manager. It was a powerhouse in Chicago. My dad did a lot of that. Thank you, Dad, for being such a fine example of somebody that succeeds in this field while still being a great guy. Both my parents who supported me in the field saying, you know, go out there and give it a try, be creative. You know, if you ever need to stay in the guest room, come on down. I only had to use it once, and it hasn't been since the 80s, so thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you, too, for the amazing people that I've worked with at Channel 10, past and present, many of them who are here tonight. They have set the standard. I was so impressed with the depth of talent in our station at Philadelphia. I learned from you, colleagues, every day. The younger ones, the older ones, everyone there taught me something, and I'm still learning today. People, once in a while, they'll say, hey, you're pretty good. And I'll jokingly say, well, I practice every day. But it's true, I practice every day, and I learn, and I've learned from all of you every single day. I'm really appreciative and so thankful and really humbled that that girlfriend I took to see the movie said yes when I asked her to marry me. And next year we celebrate our 20th anniversary. Thank you, Susan, and I love you. So I got a chance to interview Tom Hanks a few years back for the 10 show, and I told him the story about seeing that and told him my line about American in Paris. And then I told him, you know, I'm really thankful that didn't happen. Philadelphia was the place for me. The people here are so welcoming. They come up to you and say hi, treat you like they know you. And in fact, they do know me. My grandfather always instilled into me, he said, don't ever believe your own commercial. And when I was growing up, I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. It's like, what commercial are you talking about? And he was just saying, don't believe all the hype around you. Be your own man and just treat everybody as you would like to be treated. So on the 29th of January of this year, I picked up the phone and I called Gene Crane, who is retired in Mexico, to thank him for the opportunity to build such a wonderful life here in Philadelphia, to have met so many great people, to have worked with so many wonderful people. I said, thank you so much, Gene. You don't know how much that means to me. And Gene said, you know, kid, the only reason that they did it is because it was in their interest to do it, which may have been true, but I also know that they wouldn't have done it had he not gone to them and suggested they hire me. So thank you, Gene. I owe a lot to you. I wouldn't be here as a member of the Broadcast Pioneers Hall of Fame without that kind gesture. Thank you all.